Ah, yes. Hello. Oh, look at them. There they are. Hey, let me know if you can hear me. And I can't even see. I'm just getting to that point. What's up, you guys? What's up? Hey, can you hear me? I'm trying to just figure out. Oh, this is great. Hello, everybody. Hello, everybody. Just give me a quick yes, I can hear you. Okay, because I'm just trying to. Okay, there's the yeses. There's the yeses. Awesome, awesome, loud and clear. I'm sorry for the lighting. Sorry for the lighting, you guys, but I don't have a light. Maybe I could just sort of keep looking like this and then just kind of look to the side and go, "Hi there." Fantastic. Good to see you guys. I have missed you. Definitely. Definitely. Um, Great to be here. Is this the John Lennon look? I don't know. Maybe. Hello, Sherry. Chris and Paul, how are you? Great. Stephen Mitzi, awesome. Melissa, Pat, Lynn, Patty, Franny, Craig, what's happening? Monica, my neighbor. Love you too, Tom. Awesome. Yeah, you guys. Just fantastic. Vic, there he is. Nancy, Ellen, Penny, Rosie, what's up? Mike, Leanne, Nanette. It's beautiful. Love it, love it, love it. Love it, love it, love it. Hello, Amy. Next time I'll have a better lighting system coming at me. Okay, but welcome, you guys. So great to see you, Bruce. Good to see you, and Darcy. Great, Craig, the silverback. Craig, I have that picture. I mean that yeah, it is a photo that you took that you blew up. That photo is prominently displayed because I am the silverback. Amy, great to see you too. Um, Thanks, Monica. Yeah, the hair is getting long. You know, it's getting long. It's getting long. Let's get started. Awesome. Um, I'm just going to cut right to the chase and address the biggest question that everybody has, which is what happened? Where am I? What's going on? You know, I love it. There's so many questions that are like, what the hell is going on? This is so simple, you guys. Um, as I think just about all of you know, we have suffered tremendous loss in the last year and a half. My wife, both of her parents, passed within a year and a half of each other, and it was very very tough, especially when her father first passed, and you know, being out on the road and having her deal with it on her own was tough. And you know, once her mother, her illness came back, it was it was very challenging and still is. You know, I don't know if my mother's on the webinar tonight, but I know she talks a lot about missing her mother, my grandmother. But at any rate, it's very simple that, you know, as most of you know, I'm a huge student of people and life, and I pay attention. I pay attention out there. And I've seen over my career and my lifetime, a good 30 years of our industry, of what happens when you are not present for these moments in life. And it was very challenging. You know, a lot of tough, you know, soul searching things to talk with family. You know, are you okay? I'm going to go back out and do this run, this and that. And quite frankly, just through some very very beautiful, heartfelt, soulful conversations with the band and management, all I can tell you is that I feel the luckiest guy in the world to be given the opportunity to come home and take care of my family when they need me most. And there it is, you know, um, there it is, plain and simple. And I got to tell you, you know, my youngest is 15. He sees me every day, and it's unbelievable. You know, our little tight knit family here is just it's unreal how much great energy is going on with us, and it's been truthfully, it's really been an interesting thing to just kind of take a step back and really just, like I said, take care of the family and be present and be there for them, because a lot of you guys know me. I think a lot of the incredible personal development and the books and the books and the teachings of to really go out 5-10 years from now and imagine what life is like, and where you're going to be, and all those things have prepared me for making good choices. So people ask what I'm up to. I got to tell you, I love one. I'll get to the questions in a little bit, but I love one of the questions saying, will you join another band? I am in the greatest band in the world. It's called Family. I know that sounds cliche, but I'm telling you, I feel like the luckiest guy in the world. I have lived the most charmed life. That beautiful bunch of boys brought me into their band in 1985, and we walked on the moon, man. We walked on the moon. I've walked on the moon, a rarefied feat that not a lot of people have gotten to do. And so, I mean, come on, and all the things I've been able to do, and this one right now, to be able to come home and be with my family, when it was a no-brainer. And again, I'm so grateful that I was given that opportunity to come home. So anyway, you got, we've talked about this many times. You get one go around at this thing called life, one time around. So, as a lot of we're all the same age. A lot of us are the same age, and we're going through. Look what happened in 2016. Look at the losses in 2016. This is a really wild time right now where, we're losing people. And I just remember even back out on the road when we were, losing people like our sweet, what's that sweet girl's name? The dark-haired girl. Beautiful, sweet. Somebody mentioned her name. I can't believe it's slipping my mind. And Brandy, yes, Brandy, way too young. And then there was Kay Robinson. I'll never forget being on stage and seeing the girls that would come with Kay and just hearing about that. Yep, Brandy Saucedo. So, at any rate, all of it's important. Chicago has been an incredible family to me. So I want to just, like I said, we've had great conversations of what was going to be the best for everybody to just be able to take care of business. So everybody seems to be, everybody's in a good place, you guys. And so people ask, what are you going to do? What's the future? I don't know what the future is like. So, my door is wide open, but for now I'm here in the Chef family band, taking care of my family. Let me see. Ask you. Anyway, so I'll get into some of the pictures, but oh man, Tom, I'm sorry to hear that. And Derek, yes, I am recording this, so there will be a replay, and you'll be able to hear this forever. At any rate, what am I up to? I've been working a busy little bee, having time to reflect on the last 30, 40 years, really. And, I did that TV show for a little bit, and that was a lot of fun. But again, that was challenging too, because this is right when my mother-in-law was passing, and quite frankly, I enjoyed myself on that, but it was the last place I wanted to be. You know, it was very challenging. The last thing I wanted to do was get on an airplane and leave. I just come home on leave from touring with the band, and the last thing I wanted to do was get on an airplane. But we had been working on this thing for 4 or 5 years, and it finally made its way to television. And so, I followed through, and it was fun. So who knows what's going to happen with that? But again, I just love where I am right now. Chris and Paul, I am so sorry to hear that. So anyway, what am I doing? Yes, Nanette, I've spoken to Jay DeMarcus of Rascal Flatts, and so I know I've threatened this many times before, but since I'm home and I have this time, I'm going to be doing something that's going to be killing about 8,000 birds with one stone, and that is finishing my solo record we started, but also teaching along the way, because that's one thing I loved about that television show was seeing those kids and how open they were and how eager they were. They were just fantastic. They were like, they were just phenomenal. So I've put together, I'm re-releasing Radio Ready Vocals, which is basically my study course on how I created the vocals for big hit records like Will You Still Love Me and What Kind of Man Would I Be, and all that stuff. So I'm going to be launching that again. And I've actually been working with a great marketing guy who's helped me put my message together. In fact, I'm going to show you guys a little bit of. In fact, you want to see? I'm going to play you just a little piece of the marketing message, okay? And then at the end of this, I'm going to put a link up where you can actually go see the whole thing. And yeah, so, but again, what's going to happen is I'm going to be cracking that record open, and a couple of things that I've been doing over the last 6 months to a year with Verdine White. I've got a couple of tunes that really I'm excited about. And again, I'm going to be capturing the process of how I finish it. Oh, I think a lot of you know rockstarready.com is the site that I put up to basically have all the training. There's going to be a lot of free training in there. There's like 4 bass videos right now, but I'm going to, as I'm doing vocals, as I'm doing songwriting, I'm going to put little clips up there on that site so that people will be able to go and get free training. And if they want to go to the next level, they can check things out like Radio Ready Vocals or, Rockstar Bass, when I put a full comprehensive course together. But here, I'll play you just a second of what the marketing message is for Radio Ready Vocals, okay? And then, like I said, I'll leave the link up at the very end of this little webinar, and you can watch the whole thing if you want, okay? Cool. Hold on a second. Let me find it here for you, and yeah, check it out. Check it out. Here you go. So there I was, 24 years old, walking into the studio to cut vocals on the first day of what was to become the biggest day of my life as a singer. With a literal modern-day Mozart on the other side of the glass, 16-time Grammy-winning record producer David Foster. You see, I had a problem. David wasn't quite sure I was the guy for the job, and you want to know what? I wasn't very convinced either. You see, I had joined the band Chicago in December of 1985 as the new lead vocalist, replacing the iconic voice of Peter Cetera, who had left to pursue his solo career. And I was about to sing my very first notes on Chicago 18. You see, this was the follow-up album to Chicago 17, which yielded the massive hit singles Hard Habit to Break, Stay the Night, and You're the Inspiration. This was day one to see if I was going to make it or not. And who was I to think I could pull this off? And to know I had Foster feeling like he was in for a long day at the office? I didn't step up to the microphone with a ton of confidence, I'll tell you that much. Now, I'll get back to the story in just a little bit, but I want to ask you something. Have you ever experienced going in to record a lead vocal on a song you'd been practicing like crazy for? You put the headphones on, the record button gets pressed, everything seems to be going well. You sing your heart out, you finish the take only to go into the control room and hate the sound of your voice. Well, if you can relate to this, don't worry, because I have something you're going to want to see and hear, so stick around. In this video, I'm going to show you how to sound like the singers you hear on the radio without spending years through trial and error learning how to do it. This is going to be your secret weapon to bulldozing through the fear of sounding like an amateur. I'm also going to show you the #1 mental mistake you must stop making if you want to sound like the pros. You're going to learn my step-by-step method to getting that smile out of your listeners. I mean, let's think about it for a second. Can you imagine never having to worry about playing your music for someone? Or even better yet, having people want what you have to offer? Or even better yet, you're able to walk into your big break opportunity ready to wow a producer like Foster. I mean, what would that do for you? How would that change your music-making life? Now, before moving forward, it's key that you pay really close attention to what I'm going to share with you in this video, because I'm going to be giving you some essential ingredients here that you'll be able to put into action right away. It could mean the difference between taking your recordings to the next level, like I did on Chicago 18, or continuing to struggle aimlessly, wondering why you don't sound better than you do, like I used to before that album. Also, I can't promise how long this video will be available, so you really want to watch it now. Okay, so now let me finish the story of my first day cutting vocals for Chicago 18, and see if you can relate to the feelings I was having just before the record button was pressed. Alright, so I'm standing there at the microphone feeling like I'm in the bottom of the 9th inning with the bases loaded, 2 outs, and full count. I know this legendary record producer doesn't think I'm capable of this. Not to mention, on the way to the studio, I've got Chicago music blasting out of the radio speakers. You couldn't get away from it at that time. No pressure, right? So David looks at me and asks me in a somewhat pained tone, "You want to try one?" And I nodded yes. The only thing I had going for me when we started the vocals for that album was we started with a song I co-wrote called Nothing's Gonna Stop Us Now, so I knew it real well. But that was good for maybe increasing my confidence from 0 to 10%. So they press record, the tape starts rolling, I hear the intro to the song. I take a deep breath and sang the first line. He was lost, uncertain, and this feeling shot through my body saying to me, "You're up and running, man. You haven't crashed and burned." And I started to relax, kind of. I sang another handful of lines and another incredible feeling came over me that said, "You belong, man. You belong here. You're in your element." And I proceeded to sing that song down like I was going to the electric chair. Man, just even thinking about it and reliving it takes my breath away. Well, when the song finished, I looked into the control room and David had his head in his hands. He pauses for a second and then looks up with this big smile and said, "You just blew my mind. But then you knew you would." And we sailed through the rest of that album. And the reason we did was because of 3 things. #1 is I'd prepared. #2, I was working with an incredible mentor. And #3 is we used a system that I'm going to share with you. Now, if you're like many of the singers I've worked with, maybe you feel like you've tried everything under the sun when it comes to sounding like a superstar. And for one reason or another, you can't. Okay. So, what do you think, you guys? Could you hear that? Was the audio working? Was everything okay? Let me know. I hope so, because that is awesome. Okay, great. You got it. So, yeah, that's the very beginning. Awesome, Tom. Cool. Yep. So that's basically my marketing message for that program. And here's what's going to happen to a handful of you guys bought it when it first came out. And it was like selling it for pennies just to kind of test and see if my system was working and everything. But here's what I'm going to do is that I'm certainly not asking people to go buy this thing, but I'm going to leave the link up at the end of this video. And if anybody's interested in it, the little extra special thing that I'm going to offer anybody within our VIP, because you guys have benefits, is I'm going to be, like I said, while I'm working on my solo project and I'm basically sharing the journey, I'm going to be capturing video, audio, blah blah blah, and sharing bits and pieces of it. Some people will want to learn by getting the complete course, but I'm also going to be doing like a boot camp, an actual hands-on with me, and that'll probably be, I don't know, 4 weeks, a 6-week program or something, and it'll be like weekly Q&A and probably critique of people's work and everything, and that'll probably sell somewhere for around $300, $295 or something like that. So if anybody already has Radio Ready Vocals, you're already in that group. First of all, you don't pay. Excuse me. See, Tom, you paid a whopping $26, and if you want to come and hang out while we do our live boot camp, you're already grandfathered in. So if anybody, like I said, I'm not pushing anybody to buy this stuff, but I'm going to leave the link up at the end. So if you want to watch the whole marketing message, so you can just give me feedback. Hey, I like this. I don't like it. This is what I like. But if somebody says, hey, I want that thing, and they want to purchase it, you will get the actual bonus of the boot camp, which is hands-on. So anyway, what if I don't want to sing? Could I apply this to my writing? I don't know. Actually, maybe, because in the program, I basically teach people to get out of their own way and to create systems to get a flow going so that you can do what you do. But I don't know. I don't know, Stephanie. The good news is there's always a guarantee. And anyway, you guys are my people. You guys are VIPs. You guys, if you purchased anything from me and 10 years from now said, I want my money back, I'll give it to you, whatever. You're my people. I almost don't even want to take any money from any of you guys. But at any rate, that's what I'm doing. And excuse me. Maybe we should take some questions. Let me see. Let me pull this open, you guys. Let me pull this open. Oops. Come on now. Okay. So John says, what the hell is going on, Scheffy? I already answered that earlier. Len asks, how did you learn to play the piano? Lessons are on your own. I really learned on my own. I eventually took some lessons. I was too young to really get into it. And I just kind of watched the teacher play and copy her, because it was really elementary, excuse me, and not that great, not that challenging, so it was easy to copy. By the time we got into some more challenging stuff, she knew that I was copying her and asked, are you going to take this seriously or not? And I bailed and learned by ear. But now I'm a big proponent of taking some type of training while you're younger to get it in. Jimmy, hey Jason, great to hear from you again. Here are my questions. How are you and your family doing? I asked that. I answered that. We're doing fantastic. Number 2, I love the new Christian song that you wrote for Jamie Slocum. You Are the Reason. Any chance you will ever sing lead vocals on it? We wrote that a long time ago, and I love that song, and thank you. I won't sing lead vocals on it. Jamie did such a great job on it. You also, number 3, you have a demo of me singing a song called Artificial Moonlight. Did you write that, and was it a Chicago song or just a solo song? It was just a song I was writing with my buddy Brock Walsh and Aaron Zigman, and that's sitting around, you know, in this new era of bringing songs out, and uh, you know, that's going to be one of my pull-up. I was even thinking about that song the other day. Funny you'd mention it. My mother asks if Tracy. Oh, this is not a question to be answered on your Q&A show. Well, you could have texted me that, Mother. Robin, how about making a CD singing some well-known popular songs? That would be very cool, including Elton, of course. Great idea. I'm gonna keep that in the hopper. Julie asks, how long are you taking off? I answered that already. I was looking forward to seeing you at Colorado. I know, I'm sorry. But they're doing great, man. I love Jeff Coffey too. He's a great guy, and he's doing a great job. Enjoy watching you on the new show where you're a judge with Jennifer Nettles. Please give an update. What is going on? Well, we're on hiatus and wondering if we're going to go back for a second season. We'll find out soon. Tom, my man. Hi, Jason. Missed you big time. First, how did we do as your launch team for the Chefland microphone? You know what? I think Amazon pulled a little stunt where if you give coupons out like I did, or we just actually lowered the price so that it was really, really low, they're on to it. And so they, our little launch team purchased the microphones, and then we need to get like into double digits of really good reviews on the product on Amazon, and we're at 9. Actually, I think one of them's a bad review too. So 8 reviews. We need some more reviews. I'm actually going to put up I'm going to put up a link to that Amazon listing, and if anybody is curious and wants to grab a great little microphone for your iPhone, it's a lapel mic. So if anybody's like recording videos or periscoping, whatever, and when you're turning your phone around, you don't have to lose your sound. So I'll put that up, and if anybody wants to go grab it, and if they like it, leave a great review. That'll help us launch that sucker. In fact, I just put that up, and I'll just leave it up. You don't have to, don't go do it now because we're having too much fun here. And there it is. See that cool little bag too? How about that, huh? You get a little carrying bag, and that's the microphone that plugs into, I'll tell you what, Chris and Paul, somebody told me it works for Android, but I'm not quite sure if that's true or not. But somebody told me it was working for it. I'll put it this way. If it's not working, I'll refund you if you give it a shot. At any rate, let's see. We'll go to some more questions, you guys. Finally, what is your next ambition? I've been talking about it, the whole thing here. Other than the American Supergroup, Patricia asks, what have you been up to since leaving? Yeah, I've answered that. Yeah, I've been answering. Let's see. You haven't been off the road since you were 23, Stephanie asks. What kinds of things, either positive or negative, are weird or unusual for you to experience now that you're not traveling as much? Like I said, the initial idea of not being out there was very strange, but the benefits of what is happening with my family is just unbelievable. Like I said, it's everything has shaken out for the right reasons, Let's see. Amy asks, I missed you so much. Thank you, sweetie. You too. Do you have any plans of you performing this year? I'm looking forward to it. I don't have any gigs booked, and I'm not in a hurry to do that, to tell you the truth. I'm really, like I said, I'm into recording and finishing my recordings because I can do that here at home, and I don't have to be away from anybody. And so that's really what's going to be happening for that. I've answered all these pretty much in everything I've said. Let's see. Okay. Ooh, Torn Height. Hi, Jason. Hope all is great and you're doing all the musical things you can possibly cram into your busy life. You're absolutely right. Wondering what mic do you like at home that isn't super expensive but sounds amazing, and what pre for this mic? Thanks. Keep shining in the darkness for us all to enjoy. Okay. This mic right here is an Audio-Technica AT4050. Now, they're probably, excuse me, they're probably about $400. So that's not inexpensive, but it's killer. As you can see, I've got it up right here, and I use it. It's world class. I've got real expensive microphones too, but this one, that one I highly recommend. It's right in the middle, but just a great mic. If you're looking for something more like $200, $300, I think, sticking with Audio-Technica, you can't go wrong. And as far as a preamp, again, this isn't super inexpensive. I use this Apollo Twin, which is by Universal Audio. Phenomenal because you're able to use the effects, the plugins. I talk about this in Radio Ready Vocals, my course too. You're able to use the plugins so you get a vocal sound before you hit the computer. And I know it's probably a little more technical, but it's just phenomenal. So I love both of those things. Stephen Missy, a beautiful, sweet message. I missed you guys absolutely as much as you missed me. Michelle asks, any more periscopes in the future? Absolutely. I'm going to be periscoping like crazy. Really plan on probably tomorrow to really start cranking it up and sharing the journey of finishing that project. Let's see here. Patty asks if the stuff I'm going to be doing with Jay is left over from Chicago 30 or new stuff. It's new stuff. We started it, about a year or two after that album. And Jay, being in a very, very successful band, gets pitched a lot of songs. And I always laughed thinking that a handful of these tunes he had, I called them Rascal Flatts foul tips, because they're going to put 10 songs on an album or 12 songs on an album, right? And so of course they have the greatest songwriters in the world reaching out to them. So they pick their 10, 12 songs, and you can imagine what's left over, right? So I was the beneficiary of a lot of those tunes. So we've cut them, and I've just got to finish them. And so Jay's excited too. He's excited about this. Okay. Let's see. Tim, my man Tim, is asking about, are there any plans currently to include Here I Am and One Last Time along with the others you've shared on the album? Love you, brother, and excited to be with you for this next chapter. Love you right back, Tim. And yes, we cut Here I Am and One Last Time on that album. So get ready. Get ready. You know what? And I've been goofing with a setup here, a multi-camera setup to capture my work. I'm going to give you a little hint, sneak peek on what I'm doing. Okay, so I've got these three iPhones up and my computer screen, and they all go into this app, this $5 app that syncs them all up, and then I bring them into Final Cut Pro, and I've just learned how to multi-camera edit. So I'm testing this stuff out. But here's an idea that I'm working on a song with Keith Olsen. If any of you know who he is, badass producer. Pat Benatar, Rick Springfield, Foreigner, Ozzy Osbourne, you name it. So I'm going to play you just a little bit of something that I'm working on with Keith, okay? And check it out. So this is my little camera, and it's crude, and it's I'm unkempt, but I love you guys, so I'm going to share it with you, okay? Check it out. All right, let's try another one. This vocal setting. Oh no no. Oh, Yeah. 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 So there you go. Cool, you guys. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, it is kind of reminiscent to live to cry another day. Thank you, you guys. Yeah. So that's well, you don't have to miss that voice, Patty. It's here. So you're gonna hear plenty of it. I got a lot of stuff. The name of the $5 app, Vic, is called Reco Live, RECOLIVE. Isn't that cool though, that you can get like 3 camera shots, do that, and here's my rig. My rig is, I have this, like I told you, I've got this Apollo Twin, and then I come out of the Apollo Twin into an Apogee Duet. The cool thing about the Apogee Duet is that it has a cable that goes out of it into an iPhone, an iOS device, an iPhone, or in this case, I'm using an iPad because it's a switcher. So I see all these cameras, and I can literally switch on the fly. But I didn't do that on this. I just captured all of them and then imported them into Final Cut Pro. But that's why the sound. I mean, does it sound good? Actually, it's probably getting hammered a little bit through being compressed for YouTube Live. But how does it sound? Was that in stereo? Well, you guys might not even know. You might not even have headphones or stereo speakers or anything like that. But at any rate, so that's another thing that's going on. That's just some more questions. My man, Dane. Love you, Dane. I'm glad you're here, buddy. Jason, obviously life is about constant change, as we all know. I hope getting older helps us to see it. What is in the plans for your future? Peace. Basest regards, Dane. Well, I've already talked about what's in the, but you're so right, man. You're so right that adjusting to the changes in life is what it's all about, you know? So, John asks, what other projects have you lined up for the future? Well, just my own and the Keith Olsen project. He's got this girl that he produced a while back, a French artist. He said is a huge star. I can't remember her name, and Keith's producing 2 songs, and I think we're going to work that one up with her. And Nile Rodgers is producing a couple. Who will distribute my new album? I will, actually. I'm going totally indie. You guys are going to trip when you see what I'm doing with all this stuff. Completely opposite of the old model. Let's see. Anyway. Okay, you guys are so sweet, man. Julie asks, as someone who was in the audience when Chicago played with the Chicago Symphony Orchestra, I often wonder, as I listen to the CD, if there is more pressure when you know you're being recorded live for music distribution, or if it's not something you think about at all. I think it's in the, you can't not think about it, but I enjoyed that night. That's one of the nice things about having toured as much as I have, is that, all those things really don't bother me. Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. I had ice water running through my brain, my brains, my veins. I really did. It's funny because it was such a great moment because, being at an event like that, I didn't feel one shred of nervousness. Didn't at all. Todd O, my man. Great to hear from you, brother. What pro tennis player have you met that you enjoyed talking to? I know David Foster is big into tennis, and I remember when you were at the Tennis Hall of Fame with Cliff Drysdale. Yep. I know this is totally random, but a question I've always wanted to ask just for fun. What pro tennis player have I met that I enjoy? I haven't really met too many other than Cliff, which is great because he's such a legend. Well, there you go. I've answered it. It was Cliff Drysdale. My man, Steve. Oh, awesome. Great to hear from you too, buddy. Will you be doing live music, either you headlining or with other musicians? If so, when and where? I have actually talked to Philippe Sace and Steve Ferroni and my buddies Lauren Gold, Tim Pierce. We've talked about, going out and knocking it around a little bit. But again, I'm really going to focus on getting my music finished, and because it's all up and running, and I'm really learning to just not try and do too many things at one time. Okay. Let's see. Oh, Amy asks if I'll be adding a section for all of my past blog posts. Your writing style is fantastic, and I would really love reading them again. Hope to see you in person someday. Hugs to you, Amy. You too, sweetie. Yeah, I have all those things. They're just on a different site. So I'm actually kind of reorganizing stuff, and I'll probably just be blogging through the Rockstar Ready site, but I'll figure it out because the jasonchef.com site is still there. I just haven't brought it back. Let's see. Chrissy asks, "What's the favorite prank you've ever pulled, and on whom?" I don't know. I can't even think of any. Wow. You know, Allison, love your never-ending optimism. Besides Earl Nightingale, do you find inspiration from any other great leaders, authors? Absolutely. And I just went on a rampage with Nightingale. Bought like 30 hours or something of books on audio from Audible, and I've just been listening a ton to him over the last month. Beautiful voice too, right? Just like the voice of God. I love Jim Rohn. Jim Rohn I've been studying him for many years, and some of my favorite favorite lines of his and thoughts are success leaves clues, you know, pay attention. Like I said earlier, I look at the people who have made choices in their lives that have ended up weighing the odds in their favor. And that was, like I said, when I had to look at the pain that was going on with my wife and losing her parents, that I needed to come and be with her. Whereas I see, throughout my lifetime and my career, I've seen a lot of people that didn't make those choices. And like I said, they've been in great instruction to me. John, and why not the Jason Chef Band? I'd buy a ticket to that. Well, there is, but I'm just not doing anything live just yet. Let's see. And that's it for the questions that were sent in. So let me see here. People are asking. My mother. That's a good prank. That's true. People are asking if I'm in touch with anybody in the band, and like I said, all my attention has gone to my family. I'm telling you, I've just become this guy who has. I'm, as I think a lot of you know, I'm rarely on Facebook, and it's been fantastic. I'm telling you, there's a lot of heavy stuff going on out there. I understand that. There's some serious stuff going on out in the world, and I'm not going to get into any politics, but it's just there's no doubt that there is some heavy stuff going on, and it needs to be attended to, but it's so easy to get sucked into really intense, over the top energy, along with having taken this time to come home and starting to see some pretty weird stuff, all kinds of fun rumors and everything. So I said, it's probably a good idea to just step back. And I'm telling you guys, there's the key. If anybody's flipping out at life and just going, wow, this is just so intense and everything, as Darren Hardy said, use the off button. when we need to step up and speak out, don't worry, you'll have your chance and everything. And I'm all about, whatever we have to do to make things right, wherever they are in our lives, in our worlds. But a step back is a good thing once in a while. So anyway, so cool, you guys. Let me see here. I got one other video if you guys want to check it out. Awesome, Mark. Thank you, buddy. Let me see here. I'll just kind of look into here. Nanette, that's great. Jeff's your neighbor. I love that guy, man. I'm telling you, I love me some Jeff Coffey. He is the goods, man. That's great. Yeah, that's wonderful. David, when you were a kid, the local AM station would have Earl on the morning. You got to be kidding me. At 10 and 11 years, or 10 to 12 years old, you got to hear this dude. That's so great. That's great. So Mark, Lauren Gold. He's been playing with The Who. Let's see here. So I'm going to give you, if you guys want to hear it, I got another little video that I did, and you got to check this bass out. This thing's pretty cool. Dane, if you're still on here, you're going to like this, man. But check this out. I'll play you another thing that I did with my multicam. These are just tests, but check it out. Yeah. There you go. There you go. Double stop me, baby. Dane, yeah. T-Mobile Pink. That is my T-Mo Axe, baby. So yeah, I sent one to John Ledger and David Carey, and it was great. John posted a picture of it on Twitter. So thank you, Mark. That's so cool, man. Is Live to Cry Another Day on my solo album? Not yet. But and I gotta be honest with you, I don't even know if it's going to be an album. You know, the real good thing to do these days is just release singles. Release singles. So you know, there you have it. And with that, you guys, we've been going for about an hour here, and this has just been a blast. I really, really love that you guys are here, that you showed up, and we'll get together again. Okay. Oh, as far as what's going on with VIP, I've been just going back and forth on what to do. I love this that you guys are here, but I don't really want this to get massive. I don't want it to. I mean, if anybody really wants to be here, that's great. But I've been just kind of debating on what to do about it. I'm not going to shut it down, but I'm just going to kind of try and figure out what to do, because like I said, I'm going to be so busy with working on my music that I don't want to overpromise showing up more than I can. So I'll kind of come up with something that's going to be good and fair for everybody. And all right. And yeah, in fact, what I was thinking about, you guys, and this is really kind of what I'm thinking of, is that those of you who have been with me and joined our VIP, I'm thinking of just that's it. You're grandfathered in. No one's ever going to pay a dime for this because it's kind of silly. I love that, my people are here and everything. But I don't want to open it up for every Tom, Dick, and Harry to come into this. That's what's so nice about people who've actually paid money. They want to be here. So I think what I'm going to do is this. If you've been with me for, several of you have been with me for a year plus, so there's obviously a quote unquote, here's the year point. So it's time to purchase this again. You're never going to have to do that. It's free for life. Okay. If you are fairly new, like you joined, I think a couple of people have come in like over the last month or two, and I haven't even really, the thing wasn't even up. The thing wasn't, I haven't populated it with new stuff. So I'm going to go through that, and I'm just going to refund whoever it is, refund your money. And then we'll figure out what to do as far as letting people in. I'd like to actually hear what you guys have to say about that. But again, I don't want to turn this into a bunch of people that we have to monitor, and you know what I'm saying? There's such a great vibe of what you guys have always done and been. So I want to keep it that way. But for anybody who's here, you're grandfathered in for life. It's kind of a little secret society. All right. Stephanie, yeah, you'll get some coffee chats. Exactly, Leanne. I don't have the time or energy to like ban people or do any of this crazy, silly stuff. So, okay. So at any rate, what I will also do is, I think I put up let me see. Oh yeah. The lavalier mic's up there. If anybody wants to grab it and leave a review, yeah, it'd be sweet and help the cause. We'd appreciate that. The other thing is, where is the, if you want to check out the entire marketing message for Radio Ready Vocals, let me give that to you guys. That is, I guess the best way to do that would be make a sticky. Okay, right here, your sticky. It would be, Vocal training. Okay. Where can you buy a coffee mug? You know what? Stay tuned to rockstarready.com because I'm going to make sure that all of the that site is really concise of free training, premium courses like Radio Ready Vocals, and merch stuff. Okay. And let me know if you guys can see. Yeah. Yeah, I'll get into some periscoping, some piano nights, and I will be in touch. I'm gonna do my best to come around monthly. Okay, I'm gonna do my very best to come around. I don't see why I won't be able to, but I just don't want to overpromise. Okay. Um, you can see it. Perfect. Okay. Uh, Beautiful. Smile before you go. Perfect. Well, you guys are great friends too. Always have been. You got it, Rosie. All righty. Well, with that, give you guys a kiss and I'll talk to you soon. All right. Perfect. Thanks for showing up.